Bruce DelValle is a constitutional law expert and he joins us from Washington now. All right then, do you think Ukraine is laying the ground for some kind of a negotiated peace now that a Trump presidency and therefore the prospect of an end to US aid is round the corner?
I would certainly hope so. That is a great question, and certainly it's an issue that I think needs to be more fleshed out. I think for so many years now, Ukraine has been the darling of the world, perhaps rightly so, but I don't know that they've done everything they need to do to either win the war or broker a peace, to stop the war. At some point in time, reality has to set in. The world can't keep funding a war effort in the Ukraine without examining a peace effort in the Ukraine. And I think that's what Donald Trump's election is going to force Zelenskyy to do. It's also going to force Putin to do what he needs to do. So I think that hopefully the war can end. It can't go on forever. It can't go on until the last man standing. And I don't think Europe and America should fund it until more and more people are killed. I think we need to find peace.
There's been quite a lot of talk about a Trump-Putin love-in. Do you buy all of that? Do you buy that kind of closeness in their relationship, or do you think it's all sort of stage managed?
No, I don't. I don't. I think that Putin has to be respected. He doesn't need to be feared. I think Russia has shown that despite their bluster and despite sometimes they're the driving force behind a lot of our Defense Department expenditures unnecessarily, a lot of the Russian implements of war don't work. They have these helicopters that are much ballyhooed, except they can't fly around mountains. They have airplanes that can be shot down with small arms fire. So I think Putin doesn't need to be feared. He does need to be respected, however. It's a large country. There's financial wherewithal. I don't think it's a love fest. I think that Putin needs to be approached like Putin is. You know what you get with him. So you need to treat him like what he is, which is a person that has great expansionist dreams. Russia got left out. Don't forget, Russia got left out. China seized the economic realities and became the world's manufacturing center with cheap labor. Russia doesn't manufacture anything that anyone wants. Russia has oil, but they don't have as much oil as the United States. So Russia is needing a place at the world's table, and they need to be recognized and respected, and they can't continue to be insulted. But he can be brought to heel. I think Putin is very sensitive to what the world thinks about him. He pays attention. And right now, he knows that Donald Trump is going to pay attention to him and make his world a great deal more uncomfortable. And I think that's going to be good for peace.
Okay. I mean, he needs to be respected is one thing. He is, Putin, a hugely wily political operator. Does Trump need to be a little careful then? Because there is something he does well, but there might be some people that would argue respect isn't necessarily always one of them.
Well, I don't think he does do respect well, but I think he does understand the idea of collegiality, the idea of sitting down at the table together, all world leaders. I don't think Putin has outsmarted Trump. Putin has outsmarted a lot of European leaders, but I don't think he's outsmarted Trump. I think Trump kept him in his place. People see that as a love fest. Again, that is a huge mistake. I think that Putin understands that if he pushes Trump too far, Trump will do things that the Biden administration wouldn't do. The Biden administration dithered and dallied and did nothing. And we have Antony Blinken, perhaps the worst Secretary of State in the history of this country. Those guys are gone now. So Putin knows there's no more he can do what he wants to do. There's no more operation in the shadows for Putin. Trump's going to shine the spotlight on him. And I think the reason why Trump is going to do that is for a lot of reasons, but it's going to burnish his reputation as a man that can bring peace. And I think that that's what's going to be his driving force. It's ego-driven, but the results are going to be positive, I believe.
All right, Bruce DelValle from Washington, thank you so much for joining us on TRT World.